Well, it's the end of January, and I just now got my final Christmas present. That's right. I had a Christmas present that took absolutely forever to come in, but it finally did. Also picked up a few odds and ends, including another run at GameStop and some more VGP games. It's the Bargain Game Hunter. So I hope everybody, first of all, enjoyed the new intro, and I'm sure you noticed there's different music. There's also sound effects again. I did acquire a new external SSD for my computer, and so because of that, longer videos are back, sound effects are back, better quality stuff is back, so that should be fun, and I hope you all enjoy the improved quality of the videos going forward. But anyway, let's get to this pickups episode where I picked up some interesting stuff. So we'll start off with Walmart. And it's funny because I ordered this online thinking it would be pretty scarce because this is the lowest price I've seen this game. And then I walked into my local Walmart today and they had it in stock for the price that was marked. So I guess it's not that rare, but I'm still glad I got it. Played a little bit of it. It's pretty good. We have Tekken 8 on the Xbox Series X. Only paid 20 bucks for it, so pretty happy to add that to the collection, especially for 20 bucks. Definitely the best price I've seen for that particular game. So then we got my super late Christmas present. So Corey ordered this for me, I think a couple days before Christmas. It was supposed to come like the week after, and then it just kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed until eventually I got it last week. Which is crazy they took this long, especially considering what it is. It's not exactly a rare game, but it just took forever to come in. Not sure why. But we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade Wrath of the Mutants on the Switch. This was on sale for Christmas. It was a $20 game. I've heard not so great things about it, but I've also it's a Turtles beat 'em up. I'm sure it's fun. So I figured it was a nice little easy game to add to my Switch collection. So there's that. Now we're gonna head to GameStop, where I picked up a couple games. Figured I'd stop by the other GameStop to see if they've gotten anything since last time I was here, so let's find out. So I'm back from my trip to GameStop. Long story short, what ended up happening is I actually ordered a game that's coming tomorrow that actually is replacing a game I already have. There's a good reason for this, and I'll kind of explain it tomorrow when I get it. So I wanted to trade this in, and of course, GameStop's Double Pro Week is going on until February. So I figured, well, I've got the day off. I haven't been to the closest GameStop, so I might as well check and see what they've got. So I traded that in along with a bunch of random games that I've had for a long time that I just didn't think had any value. They didn't have a lot of value, but they had some. So I traded them all in. I think I got, let me look. I got $24.60 in credit for grand total 7 games. The only game they wouldn't take is my duplicate copy of Calvin Tucker's Redneck Jamboree. But everything else they took, most were $1 or less, except for the one game, which was worth a good amount. So I mostly just wanted to get rid of these discs. Like, what am I going to do with them? It's just extra copies of games I already have. So I traded those all in, and I picked up 3 games along with that credit. So I paid, I think, 40 something out of pocket, something like that. Let me see. Basically $47 out of pocket for everything that you're about to see. And I think I got some pretty good scores. So of course, first thing I did was go around the actual store and see if there's anything interesting that I, was interested in. And I saw this, really good price, looks interesting. Figured I'd give it a shot. We have Saint Couture on the Xbox. $10, which meant it was 20% off, or 10% off, so it was $8, or basically $9. Looks interesting. Figured I'd give it a shot. I'm always down to try some new Xbox games, so especially for that price, can't go wrong there. Of course, you have to ask about retro. This store, of course, keeps them in drawers because Apparently, my old GameStop is just kind of being a rebel because they're not a retro GameStop, but they're pretending they are. So like they have them out on display, which is cool. This GameStop, you have to ask and they'll pull out the drawers, but they do keep their games for at least a certain period. And they had this, and I'm like, you know, it's in really good shape. I don't have this game, and it is one of the cheaper Pokemon games, so I figured I might as well snag it. We have Pokemon Battle Revolution on the Wii. I think this is basically like Pokemon Stadium or Coliseum, but on the Wii. So, yeah, figured I'd snag it. Might as well. It was $28, something like that, after the discount. So, you know, not terrible. And then, again, I was looking through the games, and I wanted to see if there were any kind of unique-looking things. And I did find one. It was the last copy, and because I bought it and it's a new game, I got additional boosting credit, which is nice. So I picked up Faith, the Unholy Trinity on the Switch. Apparently this is a trilogy of pixel art games inspired by the 80s. It's got like satanic cults and interesting. I mean, it sounds interesting. Very unique art style. It's a fan gamer release, so pretty uncommon. I haven't seen this before in stores, so I figured, you know what, might as well snag a copy, so I did. So yeah, that's all I got for now. I do have one game coming tomorrow, and then sometime this week, I'm going to have a package coming from VGP that's got some pretty exciting stuff in it. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. All right, it is now time for the final recap, and I actually did get my last order in from VGP. We got some fun stuff in this order, so let's go over those real quick as well as values, and then we'll go over the values of everything else I got this week. So we'll start off with a VGP exclusive. This is a PC series that I've heard about for a while. I've heard it was good, and they're actually doing a full-blown remake that's supposed to come out this year. We'll see, because there hasn't been a lot of talk about it, but I figured I might as well get the first two, especially because it's in a collection on the Switch. We have the Gothic Saga, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that middle word, on the Switch. So this is Gothic 1 and 2, classic PC RPGs that have been combined and put on one Switch card. So that's pretty cool, and this is a VGP exclusive game, so you cannot buy it anywhere except VGP or eBay, I guess, which is pretty cool. I paid $28, it's worth $47, so pretty good start. This one I'm excited about. So, if you've ever owned a Vita, you might remember one of the earlier Vita games called Freedom Wars. It was an action RPG that was exclusive to the PlayStation Vita. Of all the games to get rescued and brought onto modern platforms, Freedom Wars was not one you would expect. But lo and behold, Namco Bandai has our back, and we have Freedom Wars Remastered on the Switch. Now you notice this is not an ESRB copy. This is one of those international copies because we didn't get a ESRB release of this game. It's just the English language universal copy, I guess. But it is available digitally on PlayStation 4 and Switch, but I wanted the physical copy since they made one. So here we go. Now I can play Freedom Wars on my Switch, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I paid $45, and this one, it's so new, it's worth what I paid, $45. And then we have these. Now, these are interesting because I actually do own multiple games in this franchise, and I'm looking for them now just to find where they are. I own one game in the franchise, but I didn't own the first two. So I figured I might as well go ahead and grab them because VGP did a reprint of these games, and they're not cheap. They're pretty expensive. So now I have 1, 2, and 3 of this series, as well as I think some of the other spin-offs. So I figured, yeah, might as well pick them up, and that way I can play the whole series if I want to. We have Trails of Cold Steel, the first one on the PS4. Sealed, brand new. And then Trails of Cold Steel 2 on the PS4. So those were a bundle. So you could either buy the reprint of each game individually, or you could buy them bundled together for a slightly discounted price. So of course I went with the bundle because I don't have either one of them. But I've heard they're really solid JRPGs. I already have Trails of Cold Steel 3, as well as a different Trails game, I think Trails from Zero. So again, I figured, you know what, might as well pick up the first two. That way I can play the whole trilogy if I want to. Anyway, for Cold Steel 1, paid $30, it's worth $56. For Cold Steel 2, I paid $30, and it's worth $108. So, needless to say, those were good pickups. Pretty happy to add those to the collection. Now let's go to the stuff we got earlier in the week. We'll start off with our GameStop pickups, which were pretty solid. So we have Saint Kotar on the Xbox. Looks like a horror game. Looks interesting. Figured I'd give it a shot. It was cheap too. That's always nice. I paid $9. It's worth 19, so another good score there. Then we have Faith, the Unholy Trilogy, or Trinity. I keep saying trilogy. Trinity on the Switch. A trio of like 8-bit style horror games. It looks interesting. Figure it's a worthwhile addition. It's kind of a harder game to find. I paid $7 plus trading credit for some extras that I had lying around, and it's worth $55, so another really good pickup. And then the last GameStop game is a Pokemon game that I was able to get complete and in pretty darn good shape. We have Pokemon Battle Revolution on the Wii. It's basically like the Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Coliseum, but for the Wii. Not worth nearly as much as those games, but still fun. Figured it was worth a grab. I paid $27. Worth $25, so a little bit of a loss there, but I'm not surprised because Nintendo games, there's usually a loss. And then our last couple games. First off, we have Tekken 8 on the Xbox. Corey's actually been playing a little bit of this. It looks pretty good from what I've seen. It's a classic fighting game, 3D fighter. It's some good stuff. I figured it was worth a grab, especially for $20. I paid $20, and this one is worth $31. And then, of course, the Christmas present that took well over a month to come in. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade Wrath of the Mutants on the Switch. Not sure why this took as long as it did, but hey, I finally got it. I paid nothing because this is a Christmas present. It's worth $24. And that's it. So, pretty solid week. I know it's kind of a come down from where we were the last few weeks with all the pickups from game hunting, and trust me, you know, those will be coming back. I have to pace myself because I've been going a little hard over the last few weeks. I have another pickups episode, actually a couple planned, so we're gonna space out the game hunting with pickups episodes because I can't always do game hunting episodes, not every week. Because how I typically do game hunting is I'll go hard for like one day and then not do it again for probably at least a couple weeks. Sometimes less depending on the situation, but usually it takes at least a couple weeks. So yeah, look for more game hunting adventures coming soon. I might do some challenges as well. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of The Bargain Game Hunter. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I will see you on the next episode of The Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.